Like, I want a certain share of McCaffrey. If he does squeak out one more year without any injuries and such, I want to be a part of that. Who doesn't? McCaffrey's absolutely the man, and this offense just is built around him. It's phenomenal to watch. But from a fantasy football perspective, bro, take your bias out a little bit and just think about it. We were writing this guy off. Before he was traded to the Niners. It was kind of a disappointing, season for him a little bit in Carolina. He had not stayed healthy yet for 2 years. And we really, from a fantasy football, like, just the entire community across the board was like, I don't know if he's got this one more year left or not. And now we're back to he has 1 or 2 more years when we barely thought he had a chance at 2022 playing a full year. And now he's back to tremendous utilization, being utilized more than any other RB in the game for his offense. Being a bigger part of the offense than anybody in football is what got him in the mess to begin with, to not be able to stay healthy for 2 straight years. So he takes care of his body like no other running back. I like that he does it on his own. He does not put his destiny in any other person's hands, trainers. He literally will take all that for himself. And I love that, because that could maybe he knows his body best. He does all these amazing things to keep his body fresh and heal. But if we're going to pretend like he's got 2 years left and not even act like 1 year's really a little bit of a risk, when he was essentially written off as being reliable for even one more full season prior to that Niner trade, I think we're just getting caught up in the nostalgia. At some point, he's falling off, and the dude's been overworked to the max. He's been the highest percentage of his offense pretty much his whole career. More than any other player is the highest percentage of their offense on their team. And so the mileage, he catches a lot of passes. I get it, but he's also a smaller, type back too. He's not the biggest guy. He's not tiny, but he's not big, and he's taking a beating. So, like, if I was to say, give me Bijan or CMC, who's going to play more games? I'm not saying it's impossible for CMC to play more games, but I'm going to bet on Bijan. But I know Niner.
I think even if Bijan played 3 or 4 more games than McCaffrey would still outscore him in fantasy points overall.
I mean, he could.
He's that much better.
It's a good argument. I mean, to say, like, and not only that, Niner Rick, you're going to have replacements for those games where McCaffrey doesn't play. So your 17 some total starts, let's say 14 of them are McCaffrey, the other are another player, is probably still going to outscore Bijan potentially. Maybe not. So I get what your point is, but it's a good point to make. But is McCaffrey at risk of more than that? Is McCaffrey at risk of just having some sort of completely unraveling type of season where he plays 4 games, misses, comes back? I mean, do you guys remember the 2 years of that? It was so hard to forgive McCaffrey and trust him again, because
it was an ankle, it was a hamstring.
It was bad, bro. It was bad. It was like he came back and you're like, this guy's done. This guy's washed. He's done. It's not his fault. He was amazing for so many years. But that uncomfortable conversation, I'm going to have a video on McCaffrey and Kelsey, and we're going to have a real uncomfortable conversation about what are the likelihoods of both these guys, or one of them, not finishing as a top 10 player at their position. Not because of talent. If they're on the field, both of them are number 1. Or number 2 at least. I mean, Kelsey's number 1 for sure. McCaffrey 1, 2, or 3 overall for running backs if he plays even remotely close to a full season. But what are the odds that neither one, or at least one, does not finish top 10 at their position due to injury? It's not the craziest thing. Like, it's an uncomfortable conversation to have.
Here's the thing. Now I'm gonna get into my little Niners spiel. I was trying to hold back and not get into it, but I'm gonna get into it. The thing with Kyle Shanahan is what he's gonna do is he's gonna run McCaffrey nonstop, 25 touches until this kid breaks his knee or breaks his ankle, gets hurt, concussion, something, and he's gonna be out for 4 or 5 weeks. Well, the safe play is Bijan, because He's got Algier. They're going to be doing a wider offense over there in Atlanta. He's not going to be the main focal point. So the risk injury is lower with Bijan because he's not going to be getting 30 touches a game like McCaffrey is.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were coming in.
My argument to that is Atlanta's offense total compared to the Niners offense isn't even close. So that's why I was saying, even if McCaffrey played 12 or 13 games and Bijan played all 17 games, McCaffrey would outscore him in those 12 or 13 games.
If he doesn't,
in a fantasy perspective, overall for the season, he's going to outscore Bijan.
Yeah, but not when McCaffrey misses 6 to 7 games.
Yeah. Remember, Niner Rick, you're predicting that he misses like
6 or 7.
Hold on. Niner Rick, your mentality is that he's Superman still, and that he can't. Like, what if he misses significant time? And then when he comes back, he's still hampered. And so you're predicting him to have an injury that he 100% gets over. And we would agree with you. If he missed 2 or 3 games, he probably still finishes near number 1 running back overall if he's the exact same player and there's no problems.
Well, look,
but I think, hold on, real quickly, hold on.
If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, I'll be happy and fat. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're discrediting the Atlanta Falcons' ability to make Bijan as productive as CMC just because the offense is not as fire as the Niners' potential offense could be. Because you got to understand, your Niner offense is not what you think it is unless you have a quarterback out there consistently being able to facilitate and utilize all of it. You have one quarterback that's just utilizing 1/3 of the entire offensive capacity. It's like when people say you can only use 10% of your brain or whatever, that whole, which has been refuted or whatever. But if you could only use 10% of your brain, it doesn't matter how amazing your brain is. Like, you're not able to use it all. That's the way the quarterback position's been for the Niners. And to discredit what Atlanta's been able to do without Kyle Pitts in there, without Bijan in there, making things even better. Algier rushed for 4.9 yards per carry. Like, if Bijan gets 255 carries, 300 carries, 290 carries, he's going to produce as well as Christian McCaffrey.
And Algier was rushing in a halftime role, too. He wasn't even the full starting running back.
Yeah, so to say that McCaffrey's going to blow him out of the water, that's just not accurate because Bijan is as good as McCaffrey.
Every quarterback we have on our roster, Darnold, Lance, or Purdy, is better than Desmond Ridder.
That is to be determined, bro. Because you're making an assumption.
Okay, Darnold and Purdy for sure.
No,
Darnold and Purdy for sure.
Darnold is garbage, bro.
Niner Rick.
You start Darnold, you're going to lose.
Look, I know you're a Niner fan, so am I. Okay, I live here in the Bay Area. I love the 49ers. But have you ever watched any film of Desmond Ridder at Cincinnati in college?
Just be honest.
No, not college. I have not. I don't follow college too much, but in the pros is different though.
The pros,
good, and then come into the pros.
In the pros, he played 5 games, and he played 5 games without one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. He played 5 games with
and just Trey Lance played.
Doesn't matter.
Trey Lance played without McCaffrey.
But no one's saying that Trey Lance can't be elite. I think Trey Lance can be elite. I just don't think he'll get the chance.
I'm saying Darnold and Purdy. I don't know about Trey Lance, so I can't speak on that. But I know Darnold and Purdy will do better than.
Why are you saying Darnold? Why is the word Darnold coming out of your mouth for being good at all? I don't even know where that's coming from, bro. Have you seen Darnold play football before? Have you seen Darnold play football before?
Let me ask you this: you want to talk college? Who had a better college career, Sam Darnold or Desmond Ridder?
I'm not sitting here saying that the college has anything to do with it. You're the one that brought college up. Or both of you brought college up. I'm saying Sam Darnold, what he is today, is a garbage quarterback. I don't care what he did in the past. We've seen Darnold fail, and Darnold is not a good quarterback. You start Darnold, you probably won't make the playoffs if you start Darnold as your quarterback. I don't know what makes you think that's like some kind of path to victory, bro. Purdy is proven to be efficient in this offense. Darnold, who knows if Darnold can even run Kyle Shanahan's system. Kyle Shanahan's system is a tough offense to run. I don't know that Darnold is just going to walk in and be some absolute like undervalued, just nobody saw him coming type of rebound performance out of him. Ritter, you know what's funny about Ritter? Ritter had one weapon last year. That was Drake London, and London was on pace for over 1,300 yards under the command of 5 starts with Ritter. He was on pace for an amazing little season. Ritter didn't have Kyle Pitts. Ritter didn't have Bijan Robinson. And now he gets Bijan and Kyle Pitts, and he still has London. He has so many weapons at his disposal. And I love that people think that what he did in 5 games last year with no preparation, no Pitts, no Bijan, you can just carry over and say this is who he is. How do you know that Ritter's not going to be so much more efficient than you can imagine when 2/3 of his offense wasn't even on the team last year, bro? 2/3 of his weaponry. What?
Want to put a little side bet on it? Desmond Ritter versus whoever plays for the Niners is quarterback.
No, what are you talking about? You're trying to argue a point that has no merit. No one's saying Ritter's the second coming of Tom Brady or that Ritter's an amazing player or anything. He's being discredited. He's being totally overlooked. We're just saying you're acting like Ritter's story's already been told. And we're just saying that he could be Goff-like. He could be Goff-like. I'm not saying he'll be top 5 to 10, like top 5 to 7 for fantasy. I'm saying he could be not Goff last year. He could be Goff like previous years. And if Ritter is Goff-like,
all I'm saying,
Bijan to the moon,
all I'm saying is that whatever Niner quarterback ends up playing for majority of the season will do better than Desmond Ritter.
And they should.
I'm not saying his story's been
told.
And they
should, bro. But Darnold.
So what happens if Desmond Ritter? What happens if Desmond Ritter is not that guy, and all he has is Kyle Pitts and Drake London, and then they stack the box on Bijan? What's going to happen?
Well, why did this not happen last year with Tyler Algier and no Kyle Pitts? The Falcons put up a fight, bro.
They didn't even play Desmond Ritter.
The Falcons are going to surprise. The Falcons are going to surprise a lot of teams this year.
I can't wait.
Everyone's going to be like, yeah.
Hey, can I also say something? You know who beat the Niners? You know who beat the Niners? Bro, you know who beat the Niners last year? The Falcons.
The Falcons did.
The Falcons beat your... You let the Falcons beat you?
Touche, Smitty, they did.
Hey, but Jimmy Garoppolo started that game.
You let the Falcons beat. I thought any quarterback could do it. I thought this was plug and play. Bro. Got him.
Go ahead.
Hey, so...
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty. Take a lap.